tried to get out of state. Maybe California, but she couldn't escape. She fell in love with every pretty face she met. She fell in love, but I couldn't relate. And I said, Joan, please don't leave me here alone. And she says, I ain't never
Welcome back to Chris from the Hagon factory. I'd like to thank everyone for their support in 2023. This is our first video for 2024 and it's a good one. It's on the Triumph 500 GP that the old man's building. He's putting the bottom end together, so we've got a bit of a video on that. And as you just saw, Lynelli's having another swap meet in March, so make sure you get on board there. So let's have a look.
But I couldn't relate. And I said, Joan, please don't leave me here alone.
Okay, righto, we're back on the Grand Prix Triumph again. I've done a loose assembly on the bottom end, and I just sort of give you a quick run through on what's happening with it. You can see these conrod protectors. You get one free with every toilet roll.
Excellent.
Right, now, there the new conrods with the shell big ends, and it's been beautifully done by this guy in Melbourne. Set that up for me. Now, pull it apart here. Now, most of the early Triumphs just had a straight bearing on each side, like a ball race type bearing. But on the Grand Prix bike, it's got a single lipped roller on this side.
Yes.
That was one little difference.
Look at that.
Yep. That's the
yep.
Single lip roller. Beautiful bearing they are. And these are the cams. These are the 31, 34 early sort of Bonneville type cams, and the cam bearings are all good. I've checked all that. Now the one on the inlet side, it drives, they're both the same. The cams are both the same.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They're both the same. You can swap them over.
Yep.
Okay. Now one of them drives a rotary timed breather in the end of here, which is in this side. It's in the it drives off the inlet cam.
Yes.
And that's the breather tube for it. So it's actually a timed breather. It's got a disc with holes in it.
I'm never coming home.
Righto, we've got a little disc breather. It's got the two little tangs on it. There, they drive in that slot in the end of the cam.
Okay.
Like so. They drive like that. And that drives the timed breather. Which is probably a really good thing actually. And in here, this little breather disc drops in there, and then it has a spring on the top of it, which I have inside, and then the cam goes on that way.
Yep, just to put a bit of load on it.
Put a little bit of load on it,
yep.
So and that'll stop the inflate to a fairly high degree.
Yeah, fantastic.
In the cam. Okay. Yep. Right, so that's how that goes. Now, there's been a bit of an issue with end float in the crank. Now, probably because I'm from the School of Valocet Engineering, we have various end float, so that's really important. Like on the old Max and the old MSSs, you have zero end float, and the later ones is a different story again, which I'll go into one day. But this had a huge amount of end float, and when I actually pulled it apart, it had some shims stuck behind the bearing, which I didn't really like. Anyway, Chris has come up with a proper factory manual that does mention end float, because none of the other manuals really mention end float to any degree. So after looking at the manual, it appears that you can have anywhere between 3 and 17 thou end float. I think, look, with a twin you could probably even go up to 20 thou, it wouldn't really matter. So I've messed around with some shims. I've popped a shim behind this bearing here.
Yes.
I'll cut one out, and I've put one behind the other side bearing, and I've got the end float down to about 15 thou.
Yes,
which
so
I think
within spec. Yep.
I think it's within spec, so I'm happy with that.
She always thought she wasn't pretty enough to be on those magazines.
The crank out of the timing side bearing. Now, there's something here which limits of what you can do, like with end float. This bearing is actually held in with a circlip.
Yeah, okay.
Now it's got a chip shield. They call these chip shields on each side, and there's one on that side as well. I put that all together, and I thought, if you really want to do something with the end float, the limiting factor is this circlip. Like, how much can you actually put behind it?
Exactly.
Okay. So what I did was I put it all together, and I pushed some feeler gauges under there, and I found there was enough room to actually fit a shimming behind that bearing.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but that does limit what you can do, doesn't it?
It certainly limits exactly what you can do, because if you put too much behind there, you'll never get the circlip back in the groove.
No, exactly.
So you're in trouble with that. But anyway, I managed to get enough behind each bearing to get the end float to within the specifications.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay. So we're pretty right with that. We're up to spec. So that bearing is an encapsulated roller bearing.
Yes.
It's not a single lip like the one on the other side, which makes it easy to assemble the cases as well, because you can have the bearing on the crank and the shell in there, and it pops together quite easily.
Yeah, slides together. Yeah,
It does.
fantastic.
It does slide together.
And she says, I ain't never coming, I'm never coming home.
The crank, we've shown the crank before, but just in case anybody didn't see it, that's a beautiful crank. It's been all factory polished. That was all done in the factory in the Grand Prix models. And got these heavier rods in it, so it's been balanced. And these shell rods are they're far better than the old white metal things, I reckon.
Yes.
You've got that option to replace the shells, and these in cross section that are a bit heavier than the old rods.
Yeah, okay.
So hopefully the bottom end should be pretty strong.
It'd be fantastic. At least we know we can have a bit of fun on it.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be able to open her up a bit.
Yeah.
And that'll
Exactly.
all be good. So I'll just drop the crank back in here.
You right with that?
Yep, I am. There she goes. She's home.
Beautiful.
I know. I don't know about you, but I reckon that looks pretty good.
Well, to me,
It's pretty nice.
after working on rubbish cars all day, every day that I do, that stuff there looks brand new.
Yeah. Yep, so I think, if we've got a really good bottom end, I think it's a great start.
Oh, it is.
And I'm still, because I'm not the Triumph guru, I'm still a bit unsure about fitting the timing gears.
Now, there's proper tools for those.
There is a proper tool,
Yep.
and they say you can tap them on, but I don't know about that.
No, I don't think I'd give it a go. I think we might have to chase up some proper tools.
Yeah,
For that, I
and
think.
they say it's something that you can put. I've got an extraction tool for pulling the gears off,
Yes.
and apparently you can do something with that to put them back
pull
on.
it back on, yeah,
Apparently,
okay.
so anyway, I'll have a look at that. I don't want to damage anything by
No, exactly.
hitting it, and it says you can damage the the brass bushes, the cam bushes.
Yes.
So we don't want to do that. So
Yeah, because I just laid up the side of the bush, wouldn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, it will, yeah, and it'll make a bit of a mess of things. So we'll try and find the right. We might even be able to borrow one off some of our Triumph mates.
I'm sure we'll be able to.
Someone will have one, Ken or
Yeah, exactly.
Russell or someone might have one. Yeah, but anyway, so like I say, the cams can go in either side. Doesn't matter if you mix them up. They're both exactly the same. There used to be the old trick on the early Bonnies. The cams weren't the same. I think you put 2 exhaust cams in them, and that gave them a bit of performance.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty well known thing to do. I think that's correct. But anyway, the cams just fit in like that. And this case, I've got to put the breather and everything in it, but this, I'm just assembling it just to try everything, make sure everything looks all right. So it's just a trial assembly. Yeah.
Now, these cases were absolutely fantastic, weren't they? There were no damaged threads or...
They were excellent, which...
It's amazing, considering it had been...
Where they came from. Yeah, it is amazing.
Yeah.
And the thing had been raced quite a bit. But that should be just about the perfect bottom end.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yep. And that... the timing side main doing is a Hoffman brand.
Oh, like you're using the bellows?
Hoffman brand. Now, I'm not even sure that they make Hoffman bearings anymore, but every time I look at a Hoffman bearing, I think what a beautiful piece of work they are. The ones in the Velos, I've used main bearings over and over and over in Velos, the Hoffman ones, and the rear wheel bearings were always Hoffman, and they were beautiful bearings. A lot of them had brass cages. Very, very high quality if you can get them. But
Now, where did you get those ones from?
I got those through Bendigo Bearings.
And they just ordered those
They
in?
ordered those in for me.
And they were in Australia, were they?
Yep.
Oh, fantastic.
They were. I took the old bearings in, and I said I wanted some really good quality bearings. And when I saw that Hoffman one, I thought, well, that's going to be a good one.
Yep. Excellent.
And that's the other one. That's the single lip bearing. Yeah. Made in Australia, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was very happy with the quality of those.
They good
bearings.
value? Like, how much for something like that?
Oh, they were very, very expensive.
I thought they might have been.
You're talking like a couple $100 for the pair.
Yeah, but that's not bad.
No,
Is it really?
No.
No, I don't think that's too bad.
no. So we put the protectors back on. Like so. Now, the next job will be to have a look at the tappet blocks. One of the tappet blocks is in a little tiny bit crooked, so I'll have to get that out and then straighten it up. And I'll put the pistons on and the cylinders on, but I've got to find all the correct bolts and everything to get this together. And yeah, and then we'll be well on the way.
No, it's going to be fantastic.
It's well on the way.
Yep. I have to get some wheels on their way.
Yeah, we need some wheels for the bike.
Yep.
We have everything here. We do have wheels, but we need to restore a pair of wheels for it, which mainly we'll be able to get done here in Bendigo.
Yeah, we should be able to get all that done here.
Yeah, yep, we've got contacts here that can do that sort of work, so we should be able to get that done.
Ah, fantastic. It's
Yeah.
coming out really nice.
Yep, so
Really
that's
nice.
about as far as I've gone, but I do have every part that I need, I reckon, to put it together. I've got a brand new set of push rods, I've got some cam followers, I've got some, they have a little ball pin in the rockers up the top. I've got a couple of new ones of those. He didn't have enough in stock, but he should have them by now, so I'll ring him up and get him some.
Yeah, who are we getting that through?
I'll get it off Union Jack.
Union Jack, yep.
Phil Pilgrim in Melbourne. Yeah, buy a bit of stuff off him.
Any word on the carbies? And
I was talking to John Parker at the Llanelli swap meet, and he said they're definitely coming, but he said they only make a batch when they get an order for X amount. You know,
Yeah.
they might have to have 2 dozen orders or something before,
Yes. Yep.
before they manufacture them. But he said they definitely still make them, and they will be coming.
yeah. And we haven't got a Maggie for it yet either.
No, well, what we really do need, and apparently they're not everywhere, but we need a BTH twin magneto with a manual advanced timing mechanism on the back of it.
So if you're in Australia and you've got one of those laying around, get in touch.
Yeah, get in touch with me, yeah, because I really do need it to make it more authentic as the restoration. Like, you could put a Lucas one on or something, but it did have a BTH Maggie. So
No, we'll chase one up.
I have most of a BTH twin Maggie here, which is probably restorable or repairable, but it hasn't got the manual advanced
Okay.
mechanism there. the only other thing that I could probably do is I have a friend who builds magnetos, and he's got a lot of magnetos in stock just for parts, and there's a slim chance he might have one. I haven't asked him yet.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I'll go out and see him. He's only at the road a bit, so I'll go out and see him and just see if he's got any parts or another Maggie or something.
Yeah, but if you do have one, let us know.
Yeah, we really need it to do a more authentic job of the restoration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'd be nice to have a BDH magneto. And I still think that out of the old magnetos, they're still the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to go on and on. They're pretty good. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I don't think there's anything else I can tell you about this at the moment.
No worries, but we will keep everyone updated as it moves forward.
Yeah,
we will.
we will.
So
Yep.
keep watching.
Keep watching. Watch this space.
Yeah, I saw what I saw. I saw you dancing behind that silver screen. And I said, John.
Righto, same as every other week. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody. Let's bring Hagon's back.